What's good, YouTube? This your man Spill Dog. Just got through watching a video that Blue Blood made yesterday about Devin Haney asking, agreeing to fight Boots at 147, and Boots declined to fight, saying if they fight, they have to fight at 152 pounds. Now, that's how you duck a fight without just straight up ducking it. You got a man coming up from 140 pounds willing to fight you in your division where you just fought standing on this, where you on record saying right after the fight that you can make 147 easy. These is Boots' words, not mine. Go look at the post-fight interview after he fought standing on this, when the reporters and stuff were saying that he looked weight drained and that wasn't time for him to move up the division. And he started laughing, saying that these internet people and y'all silly. He said he was 146 pounds the Tuesday of fight week, saying he was on weight 2 or 3 days before he did the weigh-in, and said he even ate half a sandwich or something like that before he weighed in. He still was only 146 pounds. So why would you not fight a guy who got a bigger name than anybody you fought, even your own self, in a fight that's way more winnable on Boots' side? If you ask me, you ain't got to worry about him hurting you with power. He's not a big puncher. Why wouldn't you want this fight? That's why I say I made a video maybe 2 weeks ago saying that Devin Haney and Teofimo ran Boots out of the 147-pound division. I don't know what more it's going to take to prove to guys that he don't want to fight good fighters. Every time a good fighter called him out or seriously sent him a request to fight, he got some bullshit reason why he not fighting him. It's not personal. I want to see him in there prove the world that he this and that, but he don't want to do it. That's why I said it must be a confidence thing or something like that. And I constantly go back to what Clarissa Shields said, that when they was in the amateurs, Teofimo Lopez and Antoine Russell was way more respected as great fighters than he was at that point, at that period of time. And it seemed to me like he must know something. Him and the fighters know something that the fans don't know, because this kid, is no way you got as many fights as he has at his age that you can't get a good fight in the ring. It's not that he can't get him in there. He won't get in there with him. He turned down Teofimo and Devin Haney. Why? Why would you turn them down? You was willing to fight Stanionis. You was willing to fight Lipinets. You was willing to fight all these, either white or you don't want to fight these good brothers. I could say the same to Tank to some degree. He did fight Frank Martin and Lamont Roach as of recently, but up until the end, just go look at his resume. It wasn't no brothers in there who got just as good a feet and different stuff as he do. And it's some major ducking going on out here. And some of these dudes that's doing the ducking is a lot of the fans' favorites. So they don't want to admit the fact that these guys don't want to get in the ring with that real smoke that got a realistic chance of beating them. They not fighting the good black fighters. Just look at certain guys' resumes. There's a lot of people that Tank should have fought by now that he haven't fought, and people ain't really bothering him about it. There's a lot of people that Boots should have fought and could and can fight now that he getting a pass for not fighting. This is almost like the generation of guys who become great by not fighting the best guys in the division. Seriously, most of the guys who getting all the love, go look at their resume. They don't have a great fight on their motherfucking resume, but they looked at as the best guy in the division a lot of times because they making the most money, or that's the one that the reporters or whatever giving the most play, giving the most positive input about. I mean, it's really messed up what boxing going right now. And the shit that Buffer's getting away with for not fighting the best. And once again, a lot of these fans, they more concerned with the guy that they like the most not losing than him actually proving that he is who he say he is. We letting these guys get away with a little bit too much here. It's okay, like I said, every now and then to have a few easy fights. But once you get to the top of the mountain, they shouldn't be able to pick around the number one or number two contender and pick a guy that's 8, 10, sometimes that is not even ranked in the top 10 to fight because they don't want to take a chance of losing this title. We got to stop this shit some kind of way in the sport of boxing. Turkey doing a good job by paying these guys enough money to make them take these risks. But how long is Turkey going to be willing to do this shit? What if he get tired of overpaying dudes? Really, because that's what happened with the PBC. Once you overpay guys to fight people that's not on their level, it's gonna be damn near impossible for them to fight a guy that's on their level. To Turkey's defense, he's paying these guys enough money coming in the door, but he's not putting them in these real easy fights. He forced them to earn that money. Now, as long as he can stay like this model will work. But he can't get to the point where he picks certain fighters who he want to keep winning and get them easy fights. The fans gonna pick up on that real quick. Like it's similar to this Canelo and Crawford fight. I don't like the fight because there's too many weight divisions up for one fighter to be going. But if Errol Spence had to beat Terrence Crawford, we'd have been faced with this either way it go because he was iron fighting Canelo too. So it wasn't no way around us getting this type of fight, whether it was Spence or Crawford, a guy coming up 2 divisions against a killer that's already in the division. We was gonna get this whether we wanted it or not. It's just a different name, so we got to swallow this one. We got another month and a half that we got to hear about it and talk about it. Then we can go ahead right at 2 months, let them have a fight and be done with this. And hopefully we don't have to keep bringing up guys 2 weight divisions down to have a so-called mega fight, because it's a mega event. It's not really a mega fight because you can't call it that when a guy gonna have as much weight advantage once they fight night than the other. Don't matter how big Crawford work out and get. Don't matter. None of that. What matters is he been fighting at 140, between 140 and 147 pounds for over probably close to 10 years now. At least 5 or 6 years. And he only had one fight at 54 where he didn't struggle, but his power didn't have the effect that it's been having on people. And he goes straight from that to 160 against one of the guy who really is considered pound for pound the best guy in the sport of boxing right now. It's a terrible mismatch. Now, Bud might be good enough to overcome all the stuff that he got against him, but it still ain't really necessary regards to what Bud do. It's not a fair fight, and it's really not. It's not really a good fight for the fans because it's 2 good names for the fans. But if Canelo come out there in the first round and Crawford realize he can't take his power, he gonna be running and trying to avoid Canelo damn near the whole fight, and Canelo going to have to chase him down. That's not going to be fun to watch. It's not going to be fun to watch if it turn out that way. Because if Crawford realizes he can't take the power or Canelo too strong, he is not going to run up in there and just let this dude knock him out. He going to do what he got to do to try to survive and hope that somehow he can get a decision on the scorecards. But if he can't match, if Canelo power is that much different from what he been feeling, he will not stand there and let that motherfucker tee off on him. I guarantee you that. Now if it's something he can deal with, he may fight a little bit more comfortably. But if he get in there and realize this power is, I can get hurt bad, watch how the fight gonna go. He gonna get on he gonna get on his bike and he gonna try to move that for the entire night, which I think is his only shot of winning. But to move against a guy as good as Canelo for 12 rounds, that shit gonna be difficult. Cause you gonna have to throw some, you gotta have some offense going too, to justify winning rounds. You can't just win by not getting hit. It's gotta be some engagement here, and we don't know how Crawford gonna take his power until they get in the ring. That's the sad truth of it. And if he can't handle that power, it's gonna be a long night. Now, if he can handle the power, it's gonna be a good fight then. But that's a big if, and who wants to bet their money before they have a realistic chance on what they fighter can and can't do because of this big weight difference? Going up 2 divisions is one thing, that ain't the most remarkable thing in the world. But when you fighting a guy of Canelo's caliber, who's actually the younger fighter, shit, you stacking the deck against a motherfucker now, and you're gonna have to really, 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 really be special to pull this off. Can Bud do it? I think he the right guy for the job, but that don't mean he gonna be able to complete this one. It's gonna be a hell of a This is gonna be a hell of a shot that he taking, and he gonna have to be like Carlo, like Charlo was. He got to be hella careful in there with a guy as strong as Crawford, who punch as hard as Crawford, and who's been as busy a fighter as Crawford. When fight time comes, this will be his 3rd fight in 1 motherfucking year. Canelo, I don't think Crawford had more than 1 fight a year since 2019. That's a long time for a guy that's already considered one of the best ever to beat. Just had a tune-up in May with a guy that's trying to run around the ring. Canelo will be ready. Crawford should be, but Canelo will fucking be ready when the fight night comes. He probably ready now because this will be his 3rd fight in 1 year. A lot of times they even said a guy start slow, be a little rusty when you ain't been in the ring in a while, especially in a real fight. Not sparring where you got headgear on and these big ass gloves. This is gonna be something different. And anybody think that I don't know what I'm talking about, they don't know a whole lot about boxing. It's gonna be tough as hell in there for that boy. I like Bud, and I hope he can pull it off, but this shit gonna be this a tall task. Don't think this is no cakewalk. This ain't no motherfucking cakewalk. Him and Floyd was pretty much the same weight, and he hung in there. Floyd won, but it ain't like Canelo got whitewashed. He won rounds too. It's just that Mayweather won more rounds, but Canelo a dog, just like Bud is. He's just a bigger dog, a good big fighter usually beat a good small fighter. Great big fighter usually beat a great small fighter. That's been the thing since boxing been going on. Maybe Terrence Crawford can reverse this shit, and I hope he can, but remember, it's a tall task, and it's not as likely as it is the other way, especially if he don't think he can handle that power once he tastes it. But that's it for me on this video. If you like the video, hit the like and subscribe. Till next time, it's your boy Spill Dog. I'm out.